Hello, welcome to Coffee and Customer Service, the 7-Eleven edition. I guess we should really be drinking free Slurpees today, Jenny. But I'm
Hmm.
drinking water. How about you?
You know what? My drink is at my desk. I'm moving to a different office, and I don't have it with me, but I was drinking a big jug of water, my usual go-to as well.
It's a dry Coffee and Customer Service for Jenny.
And that's very rare. I think that's the first one. Oh my
Yep.
gosh. Wow. I just
You
shake it
almost
up.
you almost always have water on you.
Yeah, you too. You
Do you
always
have
do.
any plans to go get your free 7-Eleven Slurpee today?
Quite possibly, not. Are you?
Yeah, Slurpees aren't a staple in my diet.
I mean, perhaps if I add some rum to it, maybe, but otherwise, I think I'm okay.
Yeah.
Just to say the obvious.
So, so it's been a fun week this week. Getting to Friday and doing coffee and customer service is definitely a highlight. So, always a pleasure. Pretty soon we'll be in the same office, but we'll have to go in different offices to do these hangouts.
I know, like last time when I walked in the office when you were in there, that was kind of awkward. Didn't quite work.
Yeah. So, on the whiteboard behind me, here's a lesson for you. If you get nothing more from this hangout, I've read it in two books, so it's worth mentioning the word. I don't even know if I'm saying it right, but I think it's lenyap, and it's a Creole word that means a little something extra. And we were talking a lot in our meeting this morning about how like if you're at a fast food restaurant, they want to charge you 50 cents for an extra packet of ranch dressing, or a business that won't let you use their bathroom. By tightening up on some of that little stuff, sometimes it prevents customers from becoming loyal customers and spending a lot more money with you, or spending money with you at all. And this term lagniappe means just giving a little something extra, whether it's, like, what is it, Zane Cycles gives $1. They'll give any part away that costs them less than $1. And their customers appreciate it. That's tiny. You're not going to go out of business doing that, but your customers will. It gains a ton of goodwill with your customers. So, cool concept.
Hmm.
We haven't written about that, but I've read about it in a couple books, and it's really neat. So, Jenny, what did you? It seems like you grew up a lot this week. You wrote about delegating. How are you feeling about that?
You know what? It's been quite a week. I feel like it's a big week of lots of changes. But yeah, I guess I wanted to write that post a while back, and I just never had the courage or never really knew how to take what I was, I guess, feeling. It's kind of an emotional post, as I usually write, and and yeah, I finally figured out what was going on and why I had such a hard time giving up, not giving up, but delegating my tasks for a project to another coworker, and it kind of just goes through that journey. And yeah, after I wrote it, I just felt like this weight lifted off my shoulders. Like I finally was able to get that out there, and some people from work even responded to it, and I thought that was really great. So it kind of just validated everything that I wrote. Like I don't need to be afraid of this, or expressing this and feel any shame about it, or feel silly at all. So it was great. I was really glad that I wrote that, and I think it just was such a weighty post that's why I couldn't write any other ones this week. So I'm sorry. But yeah, that post means a lot. It's probably one of my favorite posts that I think I've wrote so far. That has the most connection. So.
Yeah, it's amazing when we're in the business of, obviously, from start to finish, we're in the business of hiring people that we think are amazing workers and that we can trust in our customer service team. Um, And if we truly trust them, sometimes that means showing them how to do something and then stepping away and letting them display their talent and ability.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say that post definitely resonated with me. It's a challenge for me as well. The example I'd give is you do that smile report and just giving out all the feedback, sharing all the great feedback we received from surveys with all our customer service reps. And I did that for a long time, and I think I did a pretty good job on it. But you're doing it now, and it looks 200 times better than what I was doing. So.
Well, you created the foundation. I mean, it wouldn't have even existed otherwise. So definitely.
It's cool when you hand stuff off and that person takes it forward.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing is, I mean, depending on where you stand and your confidence in yourself, if they take it forward, sometimes that can feel a little threatening because if they take it forward, oh, they're a better worker than me, or they do better work than me. Man, maybe that'll reflect on me and my performance. But if we're in a healthy environment, that doesn't happen. And you should never feel that way. You should feel proud that you understand the strengths of the person you handed to, and you saw their potential, and they just proved you right, which is awesome.
That's the best way to put it. Absolutely, and we're lucky that we have a work environment that we can do that with each other. So, absolutely.
Yeah. Very cool. So I wrote this week about I was watching Cars with my kids, and there's a really cool Pixar film called The One Man Band, and if you haven't seen it, it's only 4.5 minutes, and it shows these two men that are like a one-man band, and they're just kind of playing, but then this girl walks by. She has one coin, and she's about to throw it into a fountain, into a wishing well or whatever, and these men just go crazy competing for her penny, doing everything they can to outdo the other person, just talking about how awesome they are. And she finally gets fed up, and what does she do? She takes a violin from one of the guys and plays, gets a bag of money, and then ends up not giving any of it to them. But I was totally thinking about, I was walking through a home improvement warehouse. And, I've written about this before, but they didn't once ask me how they could help me, but they definitely tried to sell me a couple times on solar, on converting my house to solar or whatever. And maybe it's exacerbated by the fact that I'm walking through the store with two little kids that are screaming, and I'm like a cowboy trying to herd my children, and they're and trying to call my wife at the same time to ask her if I'm getting the right thing.
Oh boy!
And they're not asking me if I need help. They're just asking me if I can spend my money with them. So I didn't get the help I needed, and I walked out without paying any money. So I think I need to go back to my local True Value a little bit more often.
There you go.
But yeah, so all of that to say, find out what your customers need, because that's why you really should be there in customer service, is to find out their needs. And guess what? If you find out their needs and help them out, they will spend money with you. Very simple.
Yeah, you're right. Absolutely.
They might even listen to your pitch about solar. Go ahead.
Oh, no, sorry. I was going to say, and talk about spending money, your other post was about customers not spending money. That was a really great post that you wrote about as well.
Yeah, you and I, man, we definitely have dealt with this one over the years, haven't we?
Oh boy, this is the most challenging one, because your empathy kicks in, and you hear from customers of the challenges that they have in their lives, and you want to help them out. And then in most, well, not in all cases, but in a lot of cases, it it's them completely walking over you, and they never had any intention to pay or anything like that, and you just have to. It's really hard to find the balance. So I really appreciated that post that you wrote.
Yeah, I as a one-off sometimes, and the post is really about people who either don't pay their bills or can't pay their bills, and they call customer service. Some of them it's just a one-time thing where they say, "Can you activate my account? Give me some time." Others it becomes a monthly occurrence, and by the ninth time you're like, "What in the world?" And sometimes they get you to put them on a payment plan or whatever, but then they'll lag on the payment plan, and it just becomes a monthly thing, and it really, I think, detracts from why customer service is really here, and that's to help customers use our service effectively.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you talked about the empathy, Jenny. I wish I could give away our service for free to everybody. I mean, that seems like a perfect world to me if we didn't ever have to talk about money and no one had to worry about money, but we are in business, and so if people are going to use our service, they need to be able to afford it and pay for it. And there are times where we can maybe optimize their bill or give them a little something extra to try and get it within their budget, but then they're the people that just string you along, aren't they? Because we're customer service folks and we're supposed to be nice.
Exactly. And if we're not, then social media, you hear all about it, and it gets out of control. And it's like, dude, you didn't pay your bill. What do you expect? No offense.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, and the social media etiquette really is not to argue with the customer in public.
yeah.
And it's hard when they've taken a shot at you.
Yeah. Oh, man. Sometimes I think about that. I'm like, the customers that do that, and I'm like, what if we called them out on it? It obviously wouldn't be very pretty. But what would other people react to it? People would be like, oh, yeah, just pay your bill and get your service. Like, I think most people would agree with us, but it would not be pretty. Funny, yes. Pretty, no.
Yeah, man, and I do talk about for those of you, whether you're upper management, or frontline customer service, the perspective is totally different. Obviously, the manager, and I'm guilty of this, of figuring out what's the most we could get them to pay without actually having to take an escalated call from that person. And there have been times where I'm kind of a pushover, and where our rep dug their heels in and said, "You need to pay the whole thing." So they send the call to me, and I'm like, "Well, I'm not going to be a pushover. I'm going to defend what my rep told him because it's probably right." So there's that. I mean, if you constantly override your team, then sometimes they might lose faith in you as a leader. And I didn't write about that, but that's another factor that I'm careful about.
Yeah, that could be a whole post right
We
there.
could talk for hours about, yeah, maybe we should write that one down. We could definitely talk for hours about this.
Mm-hmm.
It is a truly a customer service scenario that I love to hate.
Yes, it's always a challenge. Always a challenge.
So, Jenny, I know you. We had a guest post from one of our colleagues, Derek, about webinars, and we've been doing those at phone.com. And first of all, just seeing a great turnout from people. But Jenny, I know I'm putting you on the spot, but and I don't think you've read the post yet, but they've really, I think, helped our customer experience and the way we can help our customers understand our product. But from your perspective, have you seen some benefits?
Oh, yes, absolutely. It's really cool doing the webinar, and then I get all the feedback afterwards, and then I'm able to reach out to each customer who came to the webinar and respond to them directly, and everyone loves them. They find them, because Derek and I are both doing the webinars, and they find them engaging and helpful, and then they have them as a resource. They're on our YouTube page, so you can go back and view them, but people are loving it. And what's cool about it, I personally really love, is that because it is such kind of a, we're trying to find ways to engage customers and keep them, even though it's an educational webinar, entertained. So you can kind of, I don't know if you've watched any of the webinars, Jeremy, but the one that I did yesterday, like I did it all with pictures of space cats. It was about greetings, and so then there are other ones like with our porting webinar. I did it like a porting party, and it was all like party themed. So I think it's a really fun way to just show our creativity and really engage customers in ways that they may not have ever learned about phone service before. And the fact that Derek puts them on the YouTube page so people can go back and reference them. It's a great tool for customers who are with us and for people who want to see how the system works in general, and even as a great resource for our customer service team to go back and view as the part of the training process to see it from a first-hand. So I love it all around. It's really great working with Derek on these and collaborating and finding ways to really engage customers and enhance the experience with the phone service. So I think we're taking it to the next level as far as webinars go.
Wow, I need to watch those. I totally have not been watching them, but the fact that you're adding your own personality to them probably makes them even better.
Yeah. Check out the one from yesterday. You will not be disappointed.
I will. Very awesome. So,
yeah. What do we have up for next week, Jeremy? I know we were talking about some ideas based off a TED Talk that you watched.
Yeah, so we saw a really cool TED Talk, and I actually needed, Jenny, you watched it recently and I haven't, but I had noted it a while ago that I wanted to take the challenge and do that. But I love doing these Monday motivation posts, and I think for Monday, we're going to kick that off, spend some time really focusing on developing behaviors where we're focusing on positivity. Jenny, I know that comes naturally to you, but still, even you get down from time to time. And, I think that's something I want to do for myself, and I guess even if our readers and watchers don't like it, we'll still do it, right?
Yes, we'll still do it, and we'll still talk about it, and everyone will have to listen.
So yeah, stay tuned for that on Monday, and I will. I think we'll probably talk about it in our Hangouts a bit on Fridays as well. But it's a 3-week challenge. I know some of the components from it are random acts of kindness, doing one of those every day. I think keeping a journal about some positive things, doing some meditation.
Gratitude journal.
So,
yeah.
Certainly something that I can improve on. Even if I just do random acts of kindness for my family, I would. But I'd like to bring that in the workplace as well.
Yeah.
So
I think it'd be fun. It'd be really great.
I think we'll have a fun week next week.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Yeah. Well, anything else from you, Jenny?
No. Nothing from this side. How about you?
No, I think I'm good. So it's been fun doing coffee and, well, water and customer service.
We just gotta change it. Hydration and customer service.
Our customer service hydration.
Actually, that could work.
Coffee has such a ring to it, though.
It does.
Yeah. So let's have a fantastic weekend, and we'll see everybody for Positivity on Monday. How does that sound?
Sounds good.
All right. Have a great weekend, Jenny.
Have a good one. Bye.
Bye.